right. Before we get started, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Let's see. I got done warming up and everything. You feel me? Did my Ira Kovacs and shit. Part of my routine. Trying to get better. Shit like that. Making a video right now, letting it download. But we're gonna watch this tier list by Tenz. Ready?
Go ahead and put Viper down here because
Oh,
literally nobody
what the
touches
fuck was
her.
that?
She just kind of feels, especially when there's a Sova on an enemy team, Viper feels so useless in my opinion. Okay, you know what? While I'm with you, I'm gonna do a tier list, an agent tier list. Content?
Was he listening to?
Yes, content.
Was he listening to?
Oh, okay. S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, D tier. Instantly I'm dragging this guy into S tier. Sova, best agent in the game, hands down.
I agree with that. Look. All right, so the reason why I agree with that is, I don't know. So with his recon arrow, it's just like recycling, right? You can use it multiple times. You can probably use it like 5 times a game, you feel me? Depending, it's like how long the round lasts, up to 5 times, right? It gives you information. You have his drone. You have his ult. You get multiple kills, flesh out areas, you feel me? Main PowerPoint, stuff like that. You could do everything with Sova, be real. Oh, and definitely against Viper, but if you use that in like her pit, that shit ain't doing nothing. Or smokes.
Okay, I was making sure Killjoy was right here. Breach is definitely not bad. He's actually really good, and if a player can utilize him correctly, he's like terrifying to play against. He's just like stunned or flashed.
Yeah, true.
Or you're stunned again.
Paralyzed.
So definitely say Breach is here. I don't think Sage is necessary anymore, so I don't think I'm gonna put her at S tier. She's definitely like I'm going off of like the pro scene, by the way, so for anybody wondering what I'm basing this on. So
I got a fucking
think Sage
ad.
is like an
Are you kidding me?
Donald Trump is the wrong president.
Why does he keep
for our
doing
country.
that?
He
Oh,
is clearly in over his head.
I skipped this.
A tier because what's it called? Like she's not necessary. There's other characters that you can use to replace the Sage, and you'll be completely fine. Right now, I'd say Jet's actually S tier in pro play. Jet's actually a piece of shit, dude. Jet's insane because especially if you're using her as an opera, you just get picks everywhere, and it's untradeable. So I definitely say Jet's an S. I'm gonna go ahead and put Viper down here because literally nobody touches her. I mean, Jet's not broken, but the way the meta is shifted,
With
a lot of
only
people are
ops,
using Jet with op and going for aggro picks or just playing in like one and done positions with the op, and then you get a kill and you just dash away, and you can reposition. And her kit's really strong. Like, trust me, as a Jet player, her kit's really strong. She has smokes. And yeah, the daggers. If you know how to utilize the daggers properly, you just kill everyone too. Like the right click is really, really good.
That's just like a one-shot shotgun.
Let's see next. I've actually played. So Killjoy, like I'm putting S as like an essential. Or like just really high picked. I'd say Cypher. Like the thing is though, I feel as if Cypher and Killjoy are interchangeable. So you can have either or. And so I don't like, normally I'd put Cypher at S tier, but I think because they're interchangeable now, I just put them both at A tier. They kind of accomplish the same thing with locking down a site, and Cypher's more oriented towards like you can play retake with Cypher, whereas Killjoy is trying to like hold down the site, and you can use her turrets or her alarm bot to basically do the exact same thing that the trips do, except people can't break the trips or like jump over them. So if someone goes in the turret's radius and the turret's placed properly, they're just gonna see you, and then you're gonna know that someone pushed up.
True.
So like Killjoy basically accomplishes the same thing that Cypher does, is not getting flanked. Maybe Killjoy is better than Cypher, but I definitely think because they're interchangeable, probably in the A tier, both of them. Next up, there's gonna be a lot of characters in A tier. I feel like, because most characters are just
Raze is definitely A.
Really, like,
probably
good.
A.
I'd say for right now, Reyna might be B. Just kind of even stuff out a bit. And nobody really plays her other than like Scream is the person I can think of that plays Reyna. But Reyna is a really good character. I think her kit is very hard to pull off though, and you have to be like feeling it, or else it might be a little bit underwhelming. Same with Phoenix. I don't know why, but I feel like Phoenix flashes are actually really easy to dodge.
They
And
are, bro.
I'm not really
I don't
scared
really
of
like
Phoenix.
Phoenix like that
He can
anymore.
use his ult to just get aggressive on defense as well and push up. But most of the time you just like avoid it and then you re-clear. So I don't know. I don't think he's that good actually. I'll just put him at B. I think Raze is A tier. Her nades are OP. Ray is like,
Raze is overpowered, bro.
if
Oh, God.
as long as you position your nades well, you just kill people no matter what. Or your satchels, if someone's in a corner and they're stuck and they're low HP, the chip damage, quotation chip damage, just kills them. And then to finish it off, the cherry on top, just a fucking RPG. Man, this is
They both the
hard with
same.
these two. There's gonna be like nobody in C tier. Like Omen and Brim are probably some of the most important characters. They're also like interchangeable, so you can either have an Omen or you could have a Brim, and as long as your team complements the style that you're playing in, then I'd say yeah, they're both at like A tier, just because they're interchangeable. Like, you can't really replace a Sova if you're using a Sova on a map. Like, there's no character that does what Sova does, and there's also no character that does what Jet does. Maybe you can say that Reyna can pull off the Jet, but
You gotta
I'd say
get a
the
kill
Jet is a lot
first.
more
Mobility
have a lot more,
and
like,
flexibility.
room to work with when you're playing Jet. So if you ever like miss a shot, you can still dash out. Whereas if you like peek an angle with like Reyna and you miss a shot with an op or something like that, you can't dismiss out, and so you just die. And her flashes can be killed really easily if people are expecting it. But yeah, I'd actually say the game is pretty balanced. Yes, people underestimate Breach. Trust me, Breach is absolutely he's insane. Trust me. Like, I see, the thing is why I'm basing this off of pro play. So I see a Sova so much, and I see a Jet basically all the time. Thank you Gyrocos for the sub. Whereas in like A tier, I see a lot of Breaches, I see some Sages, I see Cypher, Killjoy, Raze, Brimstone, and Omen. But like, I don't always see them. So sometimes it'll be like, oh, it's on Omen, it's a Brim, or it's on a Brim, it's an Omen, or instead of a Cypher, it's a Killjoy, or maybe there's both a Killjoy and a Cypher. Like, I would say the game is pretty balanced. And let's see.
Talk about
I don't
Viper.
know. I don't know what they need to do to Viper. Maybe her ults. I don't know. She just kind of feels, especially when there's a Sova on an enemy team, Viper feels so useless in my opinion. Like, I can't do anything when there's a Sova. I just get darted, or I get droned, or I get.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like with Viper, I feel like they should make it where, I don't know, might be a little broken, but you know how like Reyna heals up after each kill, maybe like that kinda, or it heals up over time. She gets like 2 HP every few seconds, something like that, just to make her better.
Ulted. There's so much bad things that can happen. Thank you Waxy William for the sub, and thank you It's Mobstar for the sub. Okay, but yeah, that looks like my tier list right now. Dude, we're just gonna put this in a tier of its own. I used to be a Viper player. But it just the thing with the Viper is, in terms of every other character, Viper requires the most the most preparation. You can go into like a game with any of these characters and you can be unprepared, never played the agent before, you'll probably do okay. Whereas Viper, if you played Viper or like you've never played Viper before and you try to play her for the first time, you've no clue how to play her, it's gonna fucking suck. So she just requires so much preparation, and you have to have that mental catalog of like all the one ways or lineups or snake bite fucking lineups. There's so much stuff you have to remember.
True.
Or where to place your wall. Like, you have to communicate so much on when your wall is going down. You can fuck over your teammates big time if you keep your wall up when they're doing something, or if you put a smoke up when they're trying to do something, or if you ult in a bad situation. You can fuck up your team really bad. And that's why I'd say Viper's really hard to pull off correctly. Eventually there'll be some player that can pull off Viper.
He's talking about
it'll
me.
be pretty pog to see. But I think for now, he's just kind of in the graveyard.
Alright, guys. That is the end of the video. I'll do some more reactions, like, I don't know, something like that. But if you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I am out. Deuces.